Hello everyone and welcome back to Jak 2 Renegade on the Sony PlayStation 3. I am One Wild Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head over to that tent icon that is on the map because we're going to meet... there's hair in my mouth. We're going to be meeting a brand new character called Onin, and another new character that's basically Onin's equivalent to Daxter, which is P.E.K.K.A. And P.E.K.K.A. is one of those I like P.E.K.K.A. He's a good character. He's one of those comical side characters that's gonna be a pretty big reoccurrence later on in the series. Basically in Jak 3 he's literally like a second Daxter in the series, and they do a good job playing off of this character. I really enjoy P.E.K.K.A.'s character and Daxter's sort of rivalry with him. But I'll talk more about that at a later time. Anyway, this here, ladies and gentlemen, is the new Bazaar district of Haven City, and it's as you expect from a normal marketplace. You know, there's loads of shops. Not really much you can do here, unfortunately. It's just this tent, really. Anyway, in we go.
Cool! Check out all the dead stuff!
Ow! Touch the goods again, rat boy, and you'll be counting with your toes. I am P.E.K.K.A. Yes, I know. My mother, she was very vindictive. I am Onin's interpreter. Onin welcomes you, blah, 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 the usual boring salutations. She says it is good to see you again, Jak.
But we've never met before.
Before, after, it is all the same.
Ow! Ow! Let me try! She wants a yakao bone! A yakao bladder! No! I got it! For many moons, she has waited for a juice pop, a jewel shop. Oh! I know! She's got a hairball! A hair lip! A hairy chest!
Close! But no! Onin says you seek answers about the Tomb of Mar.
So what do we need to know?
She's going on and on about mystical energy channels, evil curses, stupid woo crap. Forget all that! I'm gonna sum this up quickly, because now you're cutting into my siesta time. Onin wants you to recover 3 artifacts from the Precursor Mountain Temple. Not 2, not 4, 3! Use the warp gate at the northwest side of the city, and bring back the 3 items you find.
Okay, so we basically need to go outside of the city yet again, which means more metalhead hunting! Yay! More skull gems! Seriously, the skull gems really set off the inner collectathon guy inside of me, and I've been in quite a collectathon mood recently. But yeah, we're gonna go over the Mountain Temple, which, for those of you who are fans of the original Jak and Daxter game, you may actually quite like this area, because this upcoming area is very reminiscent in terms of both level design and looks to what the original Jak and Daxter looked like. Primarily because it is full of platforming. It's a platformy based area. It's got loads of hidden relics from ancient times. You know, it's a nice area. I really do like it. It's probably one of my favorite areas in the game. My main problem with it is I'm awful at this upcoming sequence, because there's all the platforming is pretty tricky, and this brings back my least favorite metalheads in this game that we've already faced once before. The stupid metalhead goons with a shield. Hate those guys. Oh, look at me, I'm hiding behind the shield. You can't hit me. It's stupid. I'm really not a big fan of the shield metalheads. But however, I'm probably going to rant and rave a bit more as we get closer to him. Here it is. Here's the entrance to the ancient area, rocky place. And this is, again, much like in previous eras, such as the pumping station, this is an area we're going to be arriving in multiple times throughout the course of the story. We're going to be visiting this place about 4 times, I believe, so yeah, there's quite a bit to do here. For this first visit, we basically need to go and find 3 separate artifacts, and you know, the 3 artifacts are going to be quite tricky to get. Of course, right now I had to do a crossfade because, needless to say, I've died in this sequence, quite a bit. Quite a bit, let's just say that. Although, whenever you go into this... Actually, no, I think I might have just had a break, because these... Nope, no, I did die quite a bit. You can usually tell when I've died in this playthrough, because the metal heads by here that normally drop the skull gems when I shoot them, well, they're not dropping skull gems anymore, so... Fret not, I've already picked up the skull gems. You might irk some of your inner platforming to know I cut some of it out, but... I want to get a move on with this LP, folks. I don't want to show off too many failures. I mean, showing off a failure too, I don't mind because it's a hard game. I don't mind showing off, it's a hard game. But I want to get the playthrough going, you know? Although, all my deaths in this sequence were all my own fault. It's not like this is a particularly cheap area. But anyway, what I recommend you do by here is actually transform into Dark Jack, which I'm about to do in a few seconds. Because you see this group of enemies right by here. Well, you're about to be swarmed by a lot of them. A hell of a lot of these goons. So using Dark Jack's abilities are really useful right now, especially against these guys, because like I said, they can, if you don't use your Dark Jack to get past them, they will continuously respawn, which isn't that big a deal, but you can find yourself getting overwhelmed really easily. Getting overwhelmed in this game, it's no good. If you get overwhelmed, then bye bye health, basically, you know? But yeah, like I said, this entire sequence is just very reminiscent of the original Jak and Daxter, and I love it. It just looks nice. It makes me want to play the original Jak and Daxter, in all honesty, but I digress. Anyway, this here is a bit of a puzzle sequence. What you need to do is kick or punch these things, and basically what'll happen is you kick and punch the thing. What'll happen, the thing will spread out, and then use this in order to get across this giant ocean of dark eco, because for some reason, even though we have dark powers, the dark eco here is very, shall we say, it's still not safe for Jak to go into it, you know? But anyway, sometime later, because I'm going to sort of skip ahead with all this, this is basically what you need to do in order to get through this perfectly without any issues. Although, there is a switch at the very start of the sequence that if you push the switch, it'll reset all the blocks, so if you do mess up, just backtrack to the beginning of this area and just push the switch, and you should be more than fine enough just to get by and continue onwards, you know? I have to say as well, I love the music in this sequence, because it's very ambient, but it's, I don't know, I like it. It's, of course, as soon as I say I like the music in this sequence, it turns off. Well, great, go me. Anyway, this Rhino guy here, well, he's actually quite easy. All you need to do is get your normal blaster out. My aim is awful, Jesus Christ. Get your normal blaster out and just wait for him to roar up. Move to the left and right out of the way of him whenever he's going to charge you. And just shoot him in the stomach. After so many shots, he's going to go down. And it's going to be pretty damn fine if I do say so myself. By the way, there's the first of the 3 artifacts we need to pick up. Alright.
Whoa, this puppy's got some vibration to it. This baby will put a smile on your face.
I'm not even going to comment on that joke. But anyway, yeah, now that's the first one. Now, you might be wondering, where do we go to get the other couple of collectibles? The other 2 main artifacts in this area? Well, just back in the central area, because this entire level, this entire area, sort of branches off into 3 separate paths. 4 separate well, more separate paths depending on when which point you can actually go back here in the game, because obviously you need to go back to this level on multiple points. But right now we only have 3 pathways accessible to us, which is I don't mind it. There's still a lot to explore. That's basically all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. But let's go back now, and nope, we're gonna go to the middle path now. I usually take the paths that I'm using last on this one till first, because I always have issues with a very specific metalhead I have issues with, and needless to say, it's one of those guard guys, you know, the guard goons that they just cock block your path and they cock block your gunshots as well. You know, and the things I don't like, the horrible metalheads, and basically he's positioned quite awkwardly, so I always have issues getting past him, but for the most part I should be fine. Now this is what I consider to be the medium difficulty path, and honestly the path I took first, with the exception of the onslaught of enemies that we get, I always consider that to be the easiest really. But it's down to personal preference, because I believe this path has a section coming up where you're going to get pounded by boulders. At least I think it's in this pathway anyway. I don't know, the pathways tend to blend together for me, so I only remember which one gives me trouble, and I can't exactly remember the ins and outs of each of these pathways, you know. But anyway, scattergun, very useful weapon to have by here, because obviously it's 4 or 5 male heads at once. Basically, that's whenever you always need to bring out the scatterguns. If you see multiple enemies ahead of you, just bring out a scattergun and it can do massive damage. Yeah, this was the pathway I was thinking of. This boulder section can be very... it's very random. You got boulders crumbling down this mountain, as you can see, and you basically need to make sure you don't get hit. However, there's so many boulders coming down from the top of the mountain, and they all coming down really quick. Getting hit is basically something that is going to happen. There's not really much you can do about it. In fact, the game literally gives you health halfway up, just because I don't think it's possible to go up here without getting hit. Well, it's possible, but it's really, really difficult. If you can do it, then you're a better video game player than I am. Or at least you're a better Jack player than I am. It doesn't matter. It depends. I could probably give you a run for your money on Sonic the Hedgehog. Don't look at my Sonic 3 playthrough. I do a couple of bad mistakes in that one. That I remember. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. It's been a long time since I recorded the normal... Actually, I recorded both the footage for that, so... that's just... I'm just rambling at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie. But it is usually wise on this sequence to keep your scattergun out, because if I remember correctly, we're going to get ambushed quite... No, I'm remembering wrongly. Okay, we don't get ambushed. Okay. Why are you watching me, people? Although these platforms are quite interesting. I do like them. You need to shoot them with your blaster. The problem is, if you run out of ammo and you can't shoot those platforms, it basically makes platforming impossible, but it's quite annoying.
I bet that's the prize. You won't miss that one tiny gear. Like candy from a baby. No one will ever know we were here.
I love this game's humor. It is so good. Naughty Dog are really amazing writers, I have to give them that. It's just a shame that recently they've been focusing on cinematic gameplay, which I've already had a rant about that in a different LP, and I'm not going to rant about it here, but honestly, it's... Naughty Dog hasn't... I think they've fallen from grace since this game, you know? I enjoy the Uncharted series, but since Uncharted 3, they've really gone downhill just because they're focusing on cinematics over the gameplay part of the games, and... While I like a good cinematic, you know, the games are still games. They are what they are. And this guy by here, this is the hard... I do not like this particular... There we go, I finally said it. Metalhead. He drives me mad. He's... I don't know, I always have issues dodging his attacks. And he's not even the worst one. There's another metalhead up in this sequence that's the same type. That, he always catches me off guard. I have no idea... I just can't beat him very easily, you know? Another one of these goons. Well, just like the previous two of these goons that we ran into, just do the same pattern as always. Wait for him to rear his head up and just shoot him. I think you can still do damage if you don't shoot him when he rears it. You know, if you shoot him when his head is... When he's not roaring, basically. I think you can still shoot him. But I think it does more damage when he does sort of roar at you, so... Basically, if you want to try, just continuously roar. There we go, this is the most annoying and dickishly placed one in the game. I just can't... I always have issues. I can't dodge this guy's attacks no matter what. You need to be pixel perfect to dodge this mook. I suppose you can also walk to the left and right of the enemy's shots, which might be a bit easier to dodge. That's only occurring to me to try out now. So, it's probably my own mistake why I have issues with this guy in particular, but seriously, they annoy me, these mooks. I do not like the shield guys. So many hours were wasted because of them. Hours, I say! Yes. But of course, we are almost at the end of the sequence by here, and like I said, it's a nice little tranquil area filled with pretty much pure platforming. I honestly like it. It just really reminds me of Jak and Daxter 1. Actually, I think the song that's playing in the background is directly taken from the original Jak and Daxter, which I think is a nice callback, you know. And this area as well is also where the most precursor orbs are in the game. Like, there's loads in the precursor city. There's loads of precursor orbs in Haven City, but you're mostly going to run into precursor orbs in this particular area, because, I don't know, they just seem to be easier to find here. Whether it's because this is literally a Jak and Daxter 1 style level or not, I don't know. In fact, I actually have a theory about this area. I have a theory that originally this place was originally designed as a thing for Jak 2 in its earlier conceptual stages, you know, when it weren't going to be dark and edgy. Because I'm pretty sure the reason why this game turned into a dark and edgy thing with guns is because, well, at the time of release, GTA 3 came out not too long ago, and the whole GTA, not so much fad, because people still love the series, but, you know, the GTA's empire became such a big thing, and mature games started becoming bigger in the market, so I think that's probably why they were doing that. They were chasing after the new market, you know, the new group of people they can appeal towards. To which I say, bah. I like kid-friendly adventures. What can I say? Most of my channel is them.
That's some paper, huh? Something's cooking. Kind of smells like burnt Axel?
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's part 9 of Jak 2. So when we return next time, folks, we're going to be continuing onwards, and we're going to probably seek out Onin yet again, because we've gotten all the artifacts. So with that, folks, hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye!